Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And yes, drum roll, the sparkles are about to burst upon us in Colombia within the next hour or so as I'm doing these readings. And so for the next few days we're going to be beset with stories about them in Colombia, and I'm just taking the moment now before things get really silly to have a look at the health and well-being of the Princess of Wales. A bit of a palate cleanser perhaps, well I do hope so. I have the Lightseers Tarot on the tarot table, and I'm reading on a story from Rebecca English. She does seem to have very good access to the royals. I watch her on Palace Confidential, the Daily Mail YouTube channel, and she's written a story about William and Catherine and how it has been the toughest year of their lives together. No question about that. She tells us that Catherine's treatment is still ongoing, will be ongoing at least through the summer and possibly even longer than that, which is rather disturbing. And she says her recovery will be ongoing for many months after that. So they are nowhere near getting back to normal. She's nowhere near resuming regular duties as a working royal. And all, as I say, rather disturbing, except that we saw them, William and Catherine, looking very happy, very healthy when they made their Olympic announcement or congratulations and thanks to the Olympic team. And so that was a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. And she does say, Rebecca English, that things are finally moving in the right direction. And I have seen in recent readings that there has been a shift in the energy from very, very dark and disturbing energy way back when at the beginning of this year. Recent readings have seemed more optimistic and joyful. So we're going to have a look. I'm going to do a relationship spread, but I'm not really interested in the state of their relationship. So what I am hoping to extract from this reading is how they're handling the situation. How have things been? How are things right now in this context of this very difficult year? And where are they heading? Are they heading for happier times, towards happier times, more relaxed times? Or are there still some difficulties ahead for them as a couple, but again, not in the sense of couple troubles like I would read, for instance, on Harry and Meghan, just in the sense of what they are facing together as a team. And so that's my plan in this reading, just making it clear for you and for the universe. That's a nice card to see, the Sun. We'll file it back in and we'll shuffle it back in, and then let's get going and see what is going on between them and how they are handling the situation. One more shuffle that they are dealing with this year. And let's remind you, it's tarot, it's for fun and entertainment, it is all opinion, speculation, just reading energy, and disclaimer in the box below. So, situation between them, but really in terms of how they are responding to the situation that they're going through. Rebecca English was quite clear about the nasty trolling and the negative effect it's had on the situation. She was made sure to make that point. The Daily Mail seems to have really toughened its stance towards Harry and Meghan and their associates. Richard Eden got his sword out too recently, so that's interesting. Something's going on. I've got the Two of Wands in reverse as our underlying energy for this reading. There she is. She had plans, but her plans are in reverse, have been thrown into disarray. She can't plan with that card. They can't plan. Let's stick it over here. They can't make plans while this is ongoing. Everything's been put on hold, and it's just the way it is. It's not particularly sinister or disturbing energy. It's just a statement of fact, pretty much for me energetically. So I'm not bothered by that card. It's just what it is. Let's look at the past. And the past, I would take them back to late last year, because apparently this health situation, which was then discovered to be a cancer-related situation, has been going on for longer than we suspected. Whatever it is, we don't know. There is always that story of the ambulance that was seen racing from to hospital that around Christmas time. So let's see, past energy, right? That's William's energy and that's Catherine's energy. William had the 10 of Cups in reverse. So in some ways, it's been more difficult for Prince William than for Catherine with this. This was something that his security, his comfort, his emotional security was absolutely turned upside down. Very comfortable family, happy home, turned upside down by the news, by her health situation, worries about her health. It would have, of course, reminded him of what he went through as a teen when his mother died, and the impact that it had on him, and looking at his 3 children and wondering, must have been extremely difficult. And you can see that it's maximum emotional upset and sudden feeling that happiness for himself and for his children was suddenly just slipping through his fingers, just disappearing. You really get a sense of it with this card. It's very beautiful. This tarot deck is very special energy, the Light Seers Tarot. And for her, for Catherine, 8 of Wands, this is something that's unblocking. This is something that's moving forward. I suspect that this situation with her health has been much longer, going on for much longer than we ever would have imagined. But for her, it suddenly moved. It's quite a positive card in the sense that something that might have really been troubling her for a very long time suddenly had a name, suddenly had a diagnosis, suddenly had a solution. This is what we need to do. And even if it all happened very suddenly, the news, the communication, the development, whatever it was, sometimes the worst part of illness is not knowing what's wrong with you, or pretending that there's nothing wrong with you because you can't give it a name. It's not that bad, but it probably is that bad. So somehow for Catherine, and the energy that's coming through for me, there was something positive about what happened, and the fact that I think she was told stuff that she needed to hear, she needed to know. So let's get to them now and where they are right now. They're on holiday, they're looking tan, they're looking healthy. They're having a family summit in Balmoral next week, which I'm going to be looking at in the next reading to discuss the troublesome twosome, among other things. How's William doing right now? How's he handling things? I've got the Empress in reverse, and I've got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. He's still very worried. He's still very, very worried about Catherine. That is the mother. And it's again telling me, because the Empress card is a bit of a Diana card, it's again telling me that his worries, his concerns about his own wife are bringing up stuff that he might have thought he dealt with, but you never deal with that kind of a loss, really. It's always there somewhere, and it's digging it up. And we've got the 9 of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. That's again, it's Catherine's energy. It is a very Catherine card. Someone healthy, youthful, sporty, energetic, happy, confident, earth sign, because it's Pentacles, a woman who's very powerful in her own right, accomplished, a lot of stuff, independent, and she's suddenly not. She's suddenly in reverse. She's suddenly vulnerable, weak, not independent, not someone who can drive herself, do what she needs to do, work on her own projects. Suddenly, his support system has collapsed. It's his emotional support system. Empress is very, very supportive energy. It's a loving, nurturing energy, all embracing, consoling kind of energy. And suddenly that's been taken away from him. So he's still really struggling with what has happened. He's not out of the woods. So what Rebecca English was saying is that they are nowhere near coming back to normal. Sorry for the birds shouting in the garden. It's time to eat. There is plenty of food out for them to eat. It's very cold still here at the moment, so I'm still feeding them a lot. We've had a super cold winter. And yeah, he's struggling with this, so I've said enough about that. Let's move on to Catherine's energy herself. How is she right now? How's she feeling? That's the Justice card. And then we have the Sun. It showed itself to me, but it showed itself to me upright when I was shuffling, and I knew it was an important card. I knew that I needed to see it, and I needed to see it upright. So we have Justice, so we have balancing. She's learning something about her own system, her own energy, and how to equalize it, not push herself too hard. For me, it's a consistent message. I've got this message from a long time when I've read on her, and she's figuring it out with this. She might also be getting some actual justice in terms of good karma for staying on the high road when there was someone on a very low road lobbing missiles at her, and the followers lobbing missiles at her. She stayed on the high road, and there is very good karma in that card coming through for me, which is making me feel quite emotional as I say that she has endured, and she will get her reward for that. There might even be literal justice, that some of those people who have so wronged her might actually have a knock at the door at some stage once the knocks at the door have stopped. For other people who have been behaving badly in the UK, something might actually happen. We have the Sun card in reverse. So this is the not out of the woods yet. The ongoing treatment, the ongoing difficulty. The Sun is optimism, joy, happiness, playfulness, being able to celebrate. You're free, you're powerful again. It's in reverse for me because it showed itself to me upright, very, very obviously at the beginning of this reading. This is coming. It's, you know, any of those songs, Here Comes the Sun sort of thing. Beatles song. It's on its way to her. It's still in the reverse, which means it's delayed. It hasn't been activated yet, but it's promised to her. That's what's coming through for me. And very strongly, very, very, very strongly. So there is reason for hope and optimism. And there will be happiness in future, but it's not quite ready yet. We'll see. This is the future over here. We'll see what's going on in the next 6 months or so. But those are very powerful cards, major arcana, and just learning some self-regulation as opposed to possibly being a bit extreme in her diet and her exercise and her way that she drove herself previously. That's my opinion, of course. What's between them, the energy between them at the moment? There's our Knight of Cups, that's Prince William, and the Page of Cups. It's very, very Prince William and the kids. He's doing his absolute best to be loving and supportive with that Knight of Cups, romantic. They might be at the stage where things can get a bit spicy and date nights and things like that. They can rekindle the romance between them with that Knight of Cups. Page of Cups is the kids. So all the focus is on emotions, on support, on children, on family, on rebonding. The bonds that obviously broke here for him with the Ten of Cups when he was so worried about her, and is still worried about her, but he is absolutely focused on being the best possible husband but in that emotional support way, and also romantic, which is nice to see. It's nice to see them getting to that stage without, you know, being too intrusive. I don't want to intrude on their privacy in any way possible. I'm just checking how they're doing. Next 6 months, so it may not be out of the woods yet. So brace yourself if we get bad cards. We have this promise down here. So William, in the next 6 months, where's he going? We've got the Magician in reverse, and where's she going? We've got the Ace of Pentacles upright. So he's going to still be quite frustrated maybe about not being the one who's in control of the situation, because the Magician is the creator energy, the one who manifests things, the one who has all the power. The Magician really has all the power, all the access to all the tools, all the tricks, all the know-how, all the energy. Frustration for him still, I think, that he can't fix this himself. It's left up to Father Time, and we have Father Time on the table with the Ace of Pentacles. That's a new start. Ace of Pentacles, very positive for Catherine in her energy of a fresh start for her on a long, solid path. It tells me that her health is coming back. By the end of the year, it should be back. And when we're in Capricorn season again, a year, literally, of trouble will be resolved, and she will be re-energized. She will be looking at her life, and she will be thinking, how do I structure my life so that I can make the long haul? Because the Ace of Pentacles is all about the long haul. And so she's back on her feet by the end of the year. He's the one still with a bit of a wobble in his energy, because I think this has scared him, and I think it has made him feel that he's lost some power in some way. Big cards. There are some huge cards in here, but this, at the heart of this reading, is very sweet energy, very tender energy, and so I think things are heading in the right direction, as Rebecca English said in her article. So let's hope she's right, and let's hope these cards are also giving that kind of energy and endorsement. And thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.